Hello people of YouTube. So yeah, don't be alarmed if anyone's watched my Blackpool video from earlier on in the week. It's not that I've not got changed, it's just that I've done a video straight after each other. That's why I'm still wearing the same clothes. I'm not one of them that wants to get changed every flipping video that they make. So yeah, so as I say, I did a bit of a Carboot Pickup this weekend, and I just had to take a video of it because I don't actually do all my Carboot pickups, because there's no point showing some of this. A lot of the stuff I pick up is the same stuff over and over again. It just goes straight to CX. But a lot of this stuff is actually going to be going into my collection, and there's some really interesting and rare stuff. But yeah, before we get into that, I'm going to do a bit of a Nath retro-esque and retro bear-esque talk about the screens behind me. So first up, we've got Mr. Driller, which is running on the PlayStation Classic, which whatever reason they decided to put it on, because to me Mr. Driller is like a Game Boy Advance DS sort of game, maybe more on the Dreamcast I think I would have associated it with, but absolutely great game. It's one of them puzzle games that's really fun. It's sort of like a puzzle action game really. And sort of another puzzle game, a hybrid behind me, we've got Twinkle Star Sprites running off the old MAME cabinet. So this is like a two-player versus shooter where, like Puzzle Fighter and stuff like that, you shoot and it adds, the more you kill, the more it puts onto the other person's screen. So yeah, really fun game. But yeah, anyway, a bit weird for a Carboot Pickup to be talking about arcade games, but I don't know. I sometimes like filming down here because I miss having the screens behind me, and I don't have that in my setup upstairs because of the sofa. And I don't fancy moving that every time. But yeah, anyway, enough wittering on. What am I here to talk about? Carboot Pickups. Well, first up isn't going to be Carboot. I actually picked up two things that I think worth talking about from what was it, cash converters, one of them kind of things. And I've got a game that I've actually got in my collection, but I actually picked up just in case I didn't have the manual, because of the price was quite good, and I know I could flip it on quite easily, or if anyone fancies it, I'll probably keep it if anyone wants to trade it for anything. So I picked up two games. First up, a very standard Left 4 Dead 2. I can remember for the longest time needing to get this game for my collection, and then all of a sudden, as soon as I get it, flipping thousands of them come up. But great trade value for that game. Great trade value. I wonder if we can do a... No, I think there's going to be too many games here to be doing a show off like that. And then the game that made it for me is Omega Boost. So yeah, so it's like having your fish fingers. Omega Boost. Oh, terrible jokes. I'm still too ill for all this. But yeah, it comes with, as I say, it came with a manual, so I couldn't remember if mine did or not. But yeah, great condition, and the price was set at 10 quid and 2 quid for Left 4 Dead. And I don't know if anyone saw one of my videos before, you can actually haggle in cash converters. I just went, can you just do a straight 10 for these? So yeah, if anyone needs this and they've got something that they want to trade, by all means. But if not, I'm gonna put it on eBay first. So yeah, there's some good finds there. Yeah, so what we'll do is we will go to the usual Carboot stuff that I picked up first, and then we'll finish off the video with what I got from my trader friend that goes to the same Carboot. He's random when he comes. He didn't actually tell me this time, but what I've got off him is, I think, unbelievable. As I say, some rare stuff that you don't normally see. Right, first up, since everyone can kind of see it, this was, I think, one of the last things I picked up, and it was for like 50p. PlayStation Secrets, strategies and solutions for the PlayStation games. So yeah, nice full colour cheap magazine basically. So it's got walkthroughs in it for Siphon Filter 2. That takes up a good chunk of it. Retro Bear's favourite game. Vagrant Story. I might use that actually because I kind of got a bit stuck on it. I'm not a massive fan of it, to be honest. And then random just simple cheats to put in. So for 50p, I'm going to be able to play games properly. Or better, not properly. Right, this is dangling on the edge, so let's show this one up for next. As I say, this is one of the last things I picked up. So yeah, a PlayStation 4 camera for £2. It's not got the what's it called, the stand or anything like that, so I'm hoping CEX takes it in, which I can't see why they wouldn't, because a lot of them don't really understand all this stuff. But yeah, for £2 it's worth the risk. I think it's £12 trade at CEX at the moment. So yeah, oh, I've got another random game. This is what I picked up from a random person. I think this was £1. Falling Stars, sorry, I thought it was Sky for some reason. Fully complete. I've actually already got this. Mine's slightly better condition. Not that this is in bad condition, it's just that mine seems to be like brand new. So this is going to be going to someone else. So expect to see this on someone else's pickup video. And yeah, like next up, I thought I was on to a winner with these things here. So basically, if you've been to car boots before, you see these guys that have like boxes of junk from house clearances and stuff like that, and they'll say like 3 for £1, and basically that's what this was. So I picked up 3 things, 2 things, I don't know why. So 33p for Ultimate Warrior VHS, and what's this called? Battle of the Superstars 2nd annual with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. So yeah, I don't know, there's something that intrigued me about these. But so I was looking through some of the games that they had. So they had like random games in one box here, one box there, modern to old school. And one of the first few games I went to had no discs. And then I got to this game here and I was like, oh my god, please, I had my fingers crossed all the way. And that game is Glass Rose. Oh my word. No disc. But for 20, so what I did is I said there's no game in this one, can I get this other one that has no game in as well? And this one doesn't have a game, but it does have a manual. So for basically 25p each, I've got manuals for harder to come by games. I mean, this isn't rare by any means, but I mean, it's got a relatively good condition black case, which you don't see that often. And if I do, I actually don't have this game, so I can now pick up a manualless one and I can probably complete it a bit cheaper. But this would have been an absolute corker of a find. This one's not one that you see all the time, so it's sort of a bit of a point and click adventure by Capcom, of all people. Who would have thought they would have done that? Let's say I've already got this, and I actually have the manual, so I've got this spare. If anyone needs a manual for this, just let me know, because I mean, I don't think I can put this on eBay, and this is just a bit of a case donation for later on. So I'm just going to make some mess here, and right, so from one person, another one of the traders, there's quite a few traders out, he's always there, he's always a right grumpy bugger as well. In fact, there was quite a lot of grumpy sellers there. Picked up Lone Soldier and I can't think what his name is, someone from Star Wars. It's not a retro one, it's 2005. But yeah, I picked up both of these for £3. This has got the manual and everything like that in it, so yeah, it's got a price down there. He said, ignore that price, that's not what the price is, obviously, because he's just bought it from someone like literally moments before, or another car boot. But yeah, pretty cool to have. What is Lone Soldier? I think I remember this from demos. Actually, well, this is, I've not actually looked at the back of this. I've definitely not played this. I recognise the name. It looks sort of like a 3D version of Commando or something like that. So no, I don't know. I don't know whether or not it's good or not. Did I just see a good 9 out of 10? No. And now 2 games that I picked up for trade, and I've found out that I actually needed them. And that is Crash Mind Mutant, which I know has got some good value, and Crash Twinsanity. I got, again, these are both from a trader, one of the ones that do the house clearances, so they've got different things in all the time. And I've obviously put it in here ready because I've got a box of stuff. So to send to another YouTuber. Is it? Where the hell is it? I don't know where I put it. But yeah, basically, in Crash Mind Over Mutant, it came with the PlayStation 1 version of Crash 2. Just a loose disc of it. So it came with the actual disc and that. And strangely enough, this one came with Make Me a Millionaire. What's it called? Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Part 2 or something like that. So yeah, so some strange YouTuber that likes to collect loose discs is going to get them winging over. As I say, I've got a big box here filling up with stuff ready to send to him. Actually, that's not got my address on it. Never mind. I'll have to blur that out if it did. Yeah, so really cool. As I say, I didn't have any of these. Now I think I've got all the Crash games. This one's, I want this on the 360 as well, because this one's become a bit of a rare one on the 360, or at least expensive anyway, sought after. So more tradey stuff. So from one seller, again another like trader, just bits of everything. They seem to be the ones that were like doing well today for me. We got Just Dance free, 50p. I think this trades up for like £1 something, and Dark Souls 50p. I think this trades up for £4. So for £1 to £5, you can't go wrong for that. And another guy that wasn't a reseller, but he just had loads of just random stuff. This definitely wasn't his stuff. He had loads of 360 games, and he was like, how much are there? It was like two for two. No, it was £2 each. And I picked up a load, and I was like, could you do these for £5? And he went, yeah. So I got 5 games for £5, so £1 each. First up, I got, put these here, Burnout Paradise. Now I think I've got the Paradise box, and I was looking at a list the other day, and they separate this one and the Burnout Paradise, what was it, Ultimate box, as 2 separate games. And as well, it was another one that had a second disc in it, which I've obviously taken out, and it was the Paradise box as a loose disc, and I thought that could go to a nice a person who's looking for loose discs. But unfortunately, that loose disc was actually a copy, which was weird, because none of the other games that was in that like big box were. So as I say, I've just picked up games that I thought would be worth money to flip on. So again, some CX, I don't know what that's worth, probably about £3. Oh, what's this? We've got 2 discs in here. I've got the Matrix. I probably did look at this earlier. But yeah, the discs are all like slight marks on them, but not too bad. So I'll put the Matrix over there. Don't know why. If the mysterious loose disc man wants that, just let me know. Next up, one that I don't have, no manual unfortunately, this one, and I think it should come with a manual. I think I used to have this before, but I think I did a bit of a purge of like all shitty 360 games like this when it was high value, and it was when I was like really starting to collect for the PlayStation 2 and wanted some of the more expensive titles from CX. I'm so glad I did, because them PlayStation 2 games are now rising in value, and these ones are absolutely plummeting. But I still think this has got a bit of value to it. Definitely more than £1. So, and another one that I just picked up just to add to the bunch, just so I could make a bit of a bundle, is Ninja Gaiden 3. The outside case is a bit tatty with all the stickers on it. Looks like someone's attacked it with a knife or something at one point trying to take that sticker off. But turns out I don't actually have it, so it comes with a manual and a download code for whatever reason. But yeah, I think what it is I've got the PlayStation 3 version of that one, so if anyone wants the PlayStation 3 one, let me know, because obviously I don't need both, it's just filling up a collection that I don't need. And another game I know I didn't have, Ben 10 Omniverse. Is it Omniverse? I don't know. Don't know anything about Ben 10, I really don't. Other than I see it all the time at Carboots. But one I've not got for the collection, so I've added it in. So I'll say, yeah, a lot of stuff I've added to the collection. A couple of things I saw from just a random person. Pink Panther. She had like loads of Power Ranger stuff as well. But I think this is going to go into my little old school TV sort of cabinet and stuff like that. And a Supersonic, and I got both of these for £1. So happy days on that one. What else have I got? Is there anything else sticking about there? I got this for Rob Gernaldinho. He's a big Gears fan. I couldn't remember. I think that was from the same person as well. I think I got this and them two for £2. So basically, she said this was £1 anyway. So yeah, special edition. It's a steel book and everything like that. I've just picked it up because it was cheap. I actually don't have it, so it might go into my collection. But it's not a game that I'm really a fan of, really. But if anyone needs it, let me know. I might send it to you. Right, now that's all my standard Carboot stuff. Let's go and see what I picked up from my trader friend, because honestly this stuff is amazing. We'll start with something a bit shitty. So I pooed my pants. Yeah, pooed. I say it's shitty. This is one I've actually lost out on a few bids on. It's really good condition. Like he actually brought a new box of stuff that I've not seen, and it was a load of sealed PlayStation 1 games, all sort of hovering around the M sections. There was a few other like titles just put in there as well, but like mainly M and N's sort of games, and like half of them were sealed. But yeah, this one's not, but amazing. I got this one for £5 from him, which yeah, it's about half the price of what he normally goes for. Big chunky manual in there. I think this was probably a new game. And I was talking to him as well because there was another game that I wanted called Legend, which is a remake of the SNES game called Legend. And that one goes for a few pennies. But he had it and it didn't have the front slip on it. I was like, oh, what's happened to that? Because it was in great condition. Other than that, and he told me a horror story, and yeah, I did call him out on it. But yeah, so what he used to do because he actually owned a shop, and that's why he has a lot of this stuff. He used to take them front slips out, laminate them, and then put them on the window. What an animal. But yeah, Legend was, I don't know why Legend's not even got a nice looking front cover. It's one of them old polygon-y sort of like horrible artwork. It's not very nice, but it's a cool game. It's one that I wanted, and just because it didn't have that front slip, and I think he was charging a tenner for it, which was a good price. I already got a lot of stuff, so I thought I'm in an hour about it, and it can be in there for the next time if I decide to get it. And who knows, he's got a lot of multiple games, and maybe the next box he brings it will have another one, because this next one he actually had 2 of, and that is Death Row sealed. So a sealed version of Death Row. So yeah, I think he charged me a tenner for this, which I think it's about the going rate for an unsealed one. I think not one that you see every day, but he give me all these chart prices, and then we bundled it all together, so it'll probably be worked out more like £7 or £8. So yeah, he did, as I say, did me a deal. And also we got Poi Poi, which I got for £20, which is a Konami game. Can't really speak. So this is, I think it's sort of like Power Stone sort of esque type game. So this is probably Konami's version of that, but a lot more cuter. There is a sequel called Poi Poi 2, which I think is the rare one. That one's the hard one to get, but pretty cool to have. Let's say fully complete, and he even had a second one. That did a bit of a crack. Might have to swap it next time I see him. But yeah, cool to have again, and now it's starting to ramp up a bit. Some really cool stuff here. So he threw these in, basically he's just trying to get rid of stuff. So he gave me a Primal, what's it called, limited edition preview. So yeah, I don't know. Ooh, my phone's going slow. Why is it doing that? Probably run out of space. So I might be talking to no one right now. Next up, we've got this. Yeah, it's really bad condition. But it's kind of cool. If this was in good condition, it would have been really cool. So this should be like a slip, sort of like a slip. But obviously the glue's gone, you can kind of see. where it holds on there. And then inside we've got these prints for Devil May Cry. So yeah, he just threw these in for me because obviously I've got quite a few things. So whether or not it's all the prints or anything, I don't know, because obviously it's all a bit broken. It's got a limited number, 1242. So yeah, I don't know what, this is probably like a pre-order bonus maybe. He's not too sure on all the stuff. He was showing me some Japanese games, and he had like for preview only on the front of them, like on as a sticker. And what he said is these games used to go to like the head offices in Sony, and they would be in their library for testing purposes, he says. But like, we're trying to work out what do you mean by testing? And I'm trying to think if, because it was all retail releases, and then it had that on, and maybe what it was is like the offices at Sony would test them to see if it's going to be okay to localize. Maybe I can't work it out. He's not too sure. Maybe it was just there for just staying in their library so people can play games that are a little bit different to the Western games that are released over here. Because England, we did some pretty good games, especially over in the Sony lands, like with Psygnosis, which was, I think, was part of that studio that he was talking about. I mean, we had the Wipeout series and stuff like that. So I don't know. Stories out. What do people think? The games wasn't like anything too special. Like, there was all like a bit averagely weird Japanese stuff that we probably won't be able to play. So that's why I've not picked them up. But it's quite I like this kind of like historical kind of thing. So also I picked up these two things here that are obviously like little promo things. First up, we've got this like little Nintendo 64 Mario, which is pretty cool. It's got like a little beanbag there so it can stay upright. So yeah, I don't really want to be collecting any more Mario stuff, but again, this is really cool, and you can't really not have something as cool as that. I think he charged me $5 for that one, which is a lot for a plush, but it's a plush that you're not going to see that often. And talking about a plush that you're not going to see that often, pull his t-shirt down and then it'll all become clear. An Ape Escape plush. Now, where on earth do you see anything like that? That is cool, although, as you can see, it's like a bit of a beanbag. I guess this was probably like when the Beanie Babies were like at its height, so maybe it's a bit of a copy of that. But yeah, Ape Escape, little promo item. You charge a tenner for that one, but if you have a look, there is one selling for like between 35 quid to 50 quid. None of them are this one. So because obviously like promo items like this, they do, like old ones do command a bit of money really. So I think a tenner is not too bad, and it's only worth what you're willing to spend. And I was willing to spend a tenner. As I say, all this got bundled down. So I say a tenner, it would probably be in a bit less. So, and the cool thing is, he had a second one. And he had like this Goofy Teddy plush as well that was like branded by Sonic, so it was Disney and Sonic plush. When I got my cream Sonic, he actually had it's sort of the same branding as that cream Sonic that I had from him, and he had a few others, but this girl came and like bought them all off him, all in one lot, and obviously he's found a couple more since. Right, yeah, so anyway, let's down to the last two things now, and these two things are pretty cool. The first thing we've got is Vampire Savior, which obviously is Darkstalkers. Now this is one of the games that I really used to flipping love as a kid. We obviously, I can't remember, I think it was just Night Stalkers and Darkstalkers, and I used to love that on the PAL Saturn. But with it being Japanese, they actually had the bonus of having these little RAM cartridges. So obviously this held a lot more information into the system, and they could play it a lot more closer to the arcade than what we did in PAL territories. So yeah, totally unused. The box is a little bit scuffed up, but not like terrible or anything. It's just not brand new. However, it's just slightly in its sleeve. You can tell it's not been taken out properly, so it's sort of sealed. There's a crack on the case, unfortunately, but the disc is completely fine. And I mean, I said I was going to open it up and everything like that and play it, because I wouldn't mind having a quick blast on this. I mean, we all know why we play these Darkstalkers games. It's Morgana, isn't it, really? So yeah, really cool to have. And these are just simple jewel cases, so that'll get replaced nice and easily. The only thing about these RAM cartridge games, they don't have like back covers, and I thought maybe this is a dodgy one or something like that. But I did look on eBay, and it was like that. So it's the first one I've had like this, so it was pretty cool to have. I think he did me 30 quid on that one, but again, bundled down price. So right, so obviously not your normal Carbooty things. I say it's not. I wouldn't call this normal Carbooty stuff, because it's not. I'm not paying £1 or 50p for all this stuff. I'm paying a bit of money, and it's from a guy that had a shop before, and he's selling as a trader. So I saw this last time when I saw him, and I really wanted to have it, but it was a bit beat up, so I kind of dismissed it a bit. This time when I went, I noticed something that was very special, something that is a lot different, that makes it worth probably more than what it is, what it should be, and that is a boxed PC engine. Now, as I say, it's a little bit beat up and everything, but the eagle-eyed of you might have noticed there's a sticker there, and this sticker totally makes it sicker. So this is the NEC PC Engine PAL system. So you don't see this every day. Now, I've done a bit of research, and I've put out to a few people just to see what they know of it and everything like that, because I didn't know much about it. So this is a bit grubby. As I say, it was a bit grubbier than what I didn't want to buy anything that was like as dirty as this, but I've reached out to Tootie, and he told me to basically take it, dismantle everything, and then put the case parts into a bath of water with like just dishwasher soap. So put the old fairy liquid in there, got a toothbrush, scrubbed it up a little bit, and it's come out really nice, because it was a little bit grubby. So this is the system itself, and I say it's really nice. And again, to signify, I don't know if you can see that, it's a little bit faded. I don't know if it's faded or if it should look like that, but it does say there, it's the same kind of style as what it was there earlier on the big one. NEC PC Engine PAL system. And what I'll do is, I did take a picture when I had undid it, and I'll show you. On the back, it looks like, I don't think it's a PAL system made as a PAL system. What it looks like is, I think one of the importers, by the look of it, Supervision Electronics from Nottingham, probably got an initial lot of these and converted it for the PAL market. If you remember back in the day, if you looked at the Superplay or something like that, there would be people selling all these crazy Japanese machines that we all wanted but couldn't afford, because this would have been like what, 300-400 quid for this little thing. Games would have been 80 to 100 quid. So it's really like priced out of a lot of people's thing. So if you look on here, it doesn't say like it's been modded or anything like that, but it's got a date on it of 18th of the 3rd, 1990. So this is nearly 30 years old, this system. And if you think of that, it's in great shape, really. And as I say, what I showed you earlier, they did a bit of a mod to it to obviously make it run on 50 Hz. So because of that, this is more going to be a shelf piece. And it's making me think now, what do I want to do? Just have this just for like the pure pornographic nature of it, and then get myself the PC Engine Mini that's coming out, mod that up just like I've done with the PlayStation Classic, because I don't want to be collecting games for it too much. I might get the odd one here or there, or shall I get another one of these and then get the Terror Onion when it comes out? Because the thing is as well, as standard, this only comes out as RF, this model. So it's 50 Hz RF. I'd have to get a special adapter. Dylan showed me there's a special SCART that you can plug in the back here, costs 45 quid. I might as well put that money towards getting instead of getting an EverDrive and that's 100 quid something already. I might as well get the Terra drive that mods it to RGB out and play CD games as well. So I'm just in a dilemma at the moment because this is my favourite one as well, the white one, and obviously the grey one is the upgraded one and everything like that, but it just doesn't look as pretty as this. This looks flipping fantastic. So yeah, it comes with a controller. Say it was all a bit grubby before, and I cleaned it up, took it all apart, it all seems to click and everything like that, but I've got no games to test it, so I can't really test it. The back's a bit grubbier than the front, but all in all, great. And what did I pay for it? Paid 50 quid for it, which I think isn't too bad. As I say, got a bit of a discount with it all. I was with him for like about an hour, 2-3 hours, just chatting games and like, just like, because he's been in the industry for like 20-30 years. Well, he must be 30 years, because he must have got this around that time. And he used to do a lot of imports by the look of it. I think Dylan's been to his shop in the past, so he knows about him and stuff like that. So it's not someone that just like rocked up overnight. He has been in the industry for a while. It's just that he's just started going to my car boot this year. I'm so glad he did. But I'm just thinking all the stuff that I probably missed out on. Because, as I say, I've got some good gems from him. And I'm just wondering what other things like this has he got. He had these Super Famicom systems that were clocks, and there was a clock version, and then there was something else as well, which is a bit weird, and I'll probably put them up here. So yeah, cheers for watching, and let me know what you think about this, and what do you, if anyone knows anything about it. I mean, did you have one of these as a kid? As I say, I don't think it's as mega rare as in like impossible to get, because it's rare to have a PAL system, but it's more of I don't know who would call it an official mod, but it's a mod from 30 years ago, so it makes it a little bit different. It's more of for me, this is more of a historical piece, something that's pretty cool, like a footnote in the grey imports of back in the day, because back in the day I used to get Super Famicom games, but obviously I didn't need to do much to it. I just had a special cartridge, and put that in and then put the games in to make them work, and sometimes you didn't even need to do that. But yeah, as I say, interesting footnote and really cool to have. And yeah, the box has seen better days, but I think nice little shelf piece that looks nice. As I say, the sides, it's a bit creased on the top. I think them creases are supposed to be there, and then polystyrene at the back with a bit of a dog chewed out bit there. No manual or anything like that. That's the other thing as well, which is a bit of a shame. But I think 50 quid or 45 quid maybe I've probably paid for it. Not too bad. So yeah, sorry, I just went on a bit of a loop again. I always do that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, on to the next stuff. Hopefully next time I'll get around to showing the stuff that I've picked up probably 2 months ago now. So yeah, bye.